Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick time out and welcome you to the video. Got some lines and personal leans out for NFL Week 12. And like I said earlier, we did our Thanksgiving games on a separate video. We're doing Sunday's game and the Monday night game on this video here. Now, before we go ahead and dive into some more free content right here on YouTube, just got to quickly remind you once again that we are 5-1 in our last 6 Underdog tier package picks on patreon.com/BrockPage. And if you want access to our Underdog tier package, it's only going to cost you just $4.99. We also went 2-1 in our last 3 NFL tier package picks on that site as well. Now you might be wondering, why would I sign up for picks on Patreon where I can get them right here for free on YouTube? And that's certainly a great thought, a great consideration. If I were you watching me right now, I'd probably think the same thing. But just hear me out real quick. If you were to go out there and bet every single game that's on the board, side and total, like I do with my breakdowns here on YouTube, it's certainly not a winning formula for success. And as a matter of fact, it's a recipe for disaster. I do not recommend you go out there and do that and bet every single game that I give out here on YouTube. The books are way too smart. They're way too sharp with the numbers. The odds become massively more against you the more and more games you play like that. And to be honest with you, the bookies have just so much more money than you and I do combined to be able to absorb that type of action. So what I do on Patreon is I break it down and focus in on just 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're my personal plays, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, my Patreon record is a whole lot better than it is here on YouTube, handicapping every single game on the board. I'm having a lot more success betting on games that way in small sample sizes versus wagering on every single game on the slate, side, and total. Now, we do currently have over 750 members signed up and active on that site. And if you want to join those folks and get in on the action, I highly recommend it. And I would love to have you on that site. I'd be more than happy if you signed up. And the link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. And moving on, we're going to take a look at some AFC action here. We're talking about Chargers, Bills, 1 p.m. East. Now, the Bills are -5 at home, totals 53.5. Buffalo's won 3 out of their last 4. Should actually be on a 4-game winning streak, but they took the L following that fluke Hail Murray play as time expired a few weeks ago. So really, as I see it, they're on a 4-game winning streak. But anyway, Buffalo's also successfully covered the point spread in their last 2 straight, and they've won 4 out of their last 5 home games straight up. Buffalo's scoring nearly 30 points a game at Bills Stadium, and they're rushing for over 100 yards per contest. Now, Josh Allen has thrown for nearly 2,900 yards on the season, along with 21 touchdown passes. Allen's also rushed it in 5 times for 26 total touchdowns he's responsible for. Allen's favorite target has been wideout Stephon Diggs, who has 73 grabs for 906 yards and 4 touchdowns. The Bills are in the top 3 in the league in first quarter scoring, top 5 in fourth quarter scoring. Meanwhile, defensively on the other side of the ball, the Bills have 27 total sacks on this season, 16 takeaways through 10 ball games. Safety Jordan Poyer has a pair of interceptions from this Buffalo secondary. Poyer's got 83 total tackles, 2 sacks, and 6 tackles for loss. Poyer also has 4 PBUs from that safety spot, along with a forced fumble. Defensive end Mario Addison has 4 sacks on the season himself, 3 PBUs, 6.5 tackles for loss, and 23 total tackles for Addison. Actually, I wouldn't call it a PBU. I would call it a PD, a pass deflection from that D-line. And, of course, can't forget about edge rusher Jerry Hughes, who also has 4 sacks on the year, along with a pair of forced fumbles and an interception. Hughes also has 5.5 tackles for loss, 3 PDs, and a fumble recovery. This Bills defense ranks in the top 3 in fewest first quarter points allowed. They're also in the top 10 in fewest second quarter points allowed as well. Now, Brown, Croft, Yeldon, and Ford are all questionable on the offense. Meanwhile, Marlowe, Phillips, and Jackson are questionable on the D. They are taking on a Chargers team who has just a couple of guys who are questionable for them. Eckler and Nwosu may not play this Sunday for Los Angeles. Now, the Chargers have failed to cover the point spread in their last 4 straight ball games. Just 1-3 straight up they went during that stretch. The Chargers are just 1-4 straight up when they travel this season, and they're giving up over 28 points per contest on the road. Now, the Charger defense is getting to the quarterback less than 1.8 times per contest, and their secondary has only 4 interceptions all season. Their other interception was from a defensive end. Now, total-wise, Los Angeles, their last 7 straight ball games all got over the number. They're 80% to the over as the road team. Meanwhile, the Bills saw their last 3 straight get over the line themselves. 80% to the over for the entire season. Give me the Buffalo Bills -5 and the over 53.5 in that game. All right, next matchup, Titans, Colts, 1 p.m. Eastern kickoff. The Colts are the 4-point favorite at home. Total is 51.5 points. Now, the